You have a waterproofing and disaster restoration business, and you want to expand and grow your brand. That's where we come in. This is the Coffee and Crawl Space Show. Our passion is to produce premium quality content related to the crawl space encapsulation, basement waterproofing, and foundation repair industry. Plus, we love coffee, and you love coffee. So grab a cup, and let's talk crawl spaces and more. Now, here's your host, Crawl Space Kiefer.
Hey guys, Crawl Space Kiefer here, and I have my coffee, and I am ready to talk crawl spaces. And today we have a special guest. We have Matt Walder with us, and Matt is the Vice President of Business Operations at Walder Foundation Products, and is also the Vice President of Stable Foundations located in Ashland, Virginia. Welcome. How you doing, Matt?
Doing great, Robert. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So, Walder Foundation Products, you guys offer a large amount of products for basement waterproofing, crawl space, encapsulation, repair, foundation repair. Tell us the background of how the company came about.
Sure, yeah. So I come from a third generation of contractors. My grandfather started the company in 1957. He started a pile driving business, and basically he started with that, did concrete work locally in the state of Virginia, and then eventually got into doing caisson work for the whole entire state. He retired in 1985. At that time, my dad had purchased the business from him and continued to do caisson work, and it kind of advanced into the shoring industry of things. We still do that type of work today with stable foundations on our commercial side. And as time grew and things kind of advanced, my dad learned about Helical Piles. The manufacturer reached out and kind of went over what Helical Piles were and how they worked. And his eyes kind of lit up and was like, wow, this would be a great fit for not only the residential side, but the commercial side as well. So in 1992, he formed a company called Stable Foundations and had a residential division. And we still do foundation repair to this day. We do about 200 to 300 foundation repair projects a year on average. So we know a lot about foundations. And then as time went on, I came into the office in about 2012. Really oversaw stable foundations, help with estimating, drawings, really the overall business side of things. And then we kind of advanced into waterproofing and crawl space encapsulation work.
Cool.
So as time goes on, we've certainly grown with it.
What exactly is caisson work? I've never actually heard of that term myself.
Yeah, so caisson is a deep driven hole with rebar and concrete set in place. So a lot of cell tower foundations, lighting foundations. If you ever see a 3-legged tower, 4-legged tower, that's just a great example of what a caisson foundation is.
Wow.
It can be anywhere from a 3-foot diameter up to a 10-foot diameter hole. And on average, we go down about 45 feet here in Virginia.
Yeah, so you guys do both commercial, large commercial, I imagine, and residential work.
Yeah, yes, sir,
right?
correct.
Yeah, so you guys have a super deep knowledge for anybody trying to expand from crawl spaces into foundation repair.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if anybody ever has any questions, I think we could certainly help answer those for them.
So I kind of want to go over the products and stuff that you guys have. So let me pull up your website. So what is the website everybody can go to?
So everybody can go to wfpcrawlspace.com. And we basically have every item that they could ever want, from foundation repair to waterproofing products and encapsulation products as well. We also have mold products as well. And we carry a lot of cleanup, carbon fiber strap material, really everything that guys need to do the job.
So if you don't mind, I want to go over a couple of these in detail for anybody that's watching. So, can you explain soil screws? What exactly are those used for? Why would somebody choose like that over some of the other products?
Yeah, so a soil screw is a product made through Chance Manufacturing. It's a product that's used for earth retention applications. What we do is we hydraulically screw the anchor back horizontally in the wall, typically in 5 foot lifts. And then what we do is we apply a rebar cage over it and shoot shotcrete on the wall face. And what we're doing is we're basically building and stabilizing gravity walls down 5 feet at a time. So guys can safely work in basements, parking garages, really so the failure doesn't fall on top of them.
Oh, wow, okay. And helical piles or piers and anchors, what's the difference between those versus the screws?
So a helical pile can be a new construction product. So if a brand new home is being built on poor soil conditions, what we can do is we can advance the new construction helical piles in first before the foundation footer is ever poured. The piers really go kind of more into the underpinning side of things. When we're doing remedial repair or we're supporting a failed structure.
Okay. And lighting foundation. I'm not sure what that one is myself. So I did.
Yeah,
I had when I had my crawl space and basement waterproofing business. We didn't do much of the foundation repair, so I appreciate you kind of educating me as well.
yeah, absolutely. So the lighting foundations, a lot of electrical contractors out there, instead of pouring a mini case on per se, for a lighting foundation, what we can do is we can take these chance instant foundations and screw them in the ground to the correct elevation, and there's no downtime for concrete setup. So these guys can knock out, 15 to 30 foundations in place at one time, and there's no downtime. So they're saving a lot of time and money with that.
Oh wow! And I see that you guys also do carbon fiber, right? So what is carbon fiber? Why should somebody use that over, doing I beams, if I'm saying that right, steel beams? And how easy is it to install in somebody that's in the, might just be doing crawl space encapsulation to offer this type of repair service?
Yeah, so if you see a failed wall, typically you'll see a horizontal crack along the wall about halfway up. Sometimes you'll see some stair stack or vertical cracks as well, but typically when a wall's failed in about 2 inches or so, carbon fiber is just a great application to support that wall, structurally reinforce it. Carbon fiber is lighter than steel, and is a lot stronger as well. So it's a great product to just really structurally hold it from ever moving again, and it's a really easy application to install. What guys will do if the wall is painted is they'll simply just grind it down a little bit. They'll mix the epoxy resin product together and then apply the strap. And guys can do 15 to 20 of these a day.
And
And it's
what's the average price for repair for carbon fiber?
so typically the average price is about $100 a linear foot installed. It's typically just a rule of thumb of what guys have used for probably the last 5 years. So an 8 foot high wall is typically about $800 installed per strip. And, these guys can do these applications when it's raining outside, poor weather conditions. Um, it's less invasive than putting up beams or putting in tiebacks in the wall or anything like that.
Now, do you guys provide training for this type of install or support where they can call you over the phone? You can help them estimate what they're going to need based on pictures or anything of that nature?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll come out and do on-site field training with any contractor, or go look at jobs with them. If they have a job in particular where they're really not sure what to do or the correct spacing, we're more than happy to come out, take a look with them, or they can send us pictures and measurements and we can provide a recommendation.
Now, is this only locally that you'll go out to a job, or if the job's big enough and they're a big enough potential client, you'll go out there and show them how to do it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're not just in Virginia. I mean, if there's a contractor, that's not too far away, or even if they are, we can get someone involved to really help them. Whether it's HA3 manufacturing or another distributor like myself, we can certainly find them the right person to contact for that.
That's really awesome. Um, the Do you guys do any offer anything on here? And might be somewhere else here on the website for fixing leaks in the basement walls, small cracks, things of that
So we
nature.
don't have we don't have any epoxy injection products that we typically carry in stock. What a lot of guys do around us locally is if there is water in the basement, typically it's coming in through the wall and underneath the floor where the joint line meets. So typically when it gets to that point, any type of sealer or product like that's really not going to be the right solution, in my opinion. What a lot of guys are doing at that point is they're waterproofing the basement and they're using a nice mill white, thick 36, 45 mil on the wall to really channel that water flow down in below the footer.
Yep, that is definitely the best way to go about it. All right, so I'm going to talk about some of the crawl space stuff, knowing that most the guys in this group are in the crawl space industry. The HydraWay waterproofing system. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what's the difference between that and a typical footer drain tile or French drain, whatever term you want to particularly use?
Yeah, so the HydraWay 2000 product, it's made in the United States. It's a great geotextile polymer product. It's got the fastest inflow rating in the market out of any other system. And it's really the only system out there that doesn't require any gravel. So you don't have to backfill at all any gravel. You can actually take the dirt and put it back on top of it.
And it won't clog.
It won't clog. They have zero known failures in the last 15 years.
Okay. And I see the picture has two of those together. Is that typical of the install or can you make them as thick as you want?
Yeah, so typically what it is a 6 inch high product. Guys will typically lay two 6 inches pieces together, or we offer a 12-inch piece that can be folded over and taped every 3 feet. It's a little bit faster install. It gets the price point down a little bit for them. Same products, just a little bit faster installation process.
Oh, cool. Very cool. All right. Vapor barrier. The one big one I know everybody probably wants to know about. I see you guys are using your crawl space systems, encapsulation stuff, or selling that. Please tell us about that product. Why you chose to offer that product to everybody. What makes it stand out versus a lot of the other vapor barrier systems that are out there.
Yeah, so your crawl space is a great product. The team there makes very innovative and quality products with a warranty that will last. We've worked with other manufacturers before on products and used to sell different types, but they really have the best product out there, in my opinion. We trust it with our stable foundations company as well as any contractor we sell to. Every contractor we sell to, they're really impressed with the quality and the look of the product, and it's really a great product for the cost.
Yeah, so I saw in the group either earlier this morning or last night that somebody was talking about putting this up on brick foundations, right? And should you take a gun and shoot a Hilti gun nail through that and hold it versus using the wall curtain with their patented strip that they have, right? And their magic adhesive. And to me, there's really no other way to do it than to use the wall curtain and the with the magic sealer because I put that stuff on hundreds and hundreds of crawl spaces and they're going on about 10 years now and they've not come apart, and I swear to God you'd have to take a hammer and chisel to try to break that bond, but to get that perfect airtight seal you'll never be able to get it with a Hilti gun and using some other caulking that will break down over time as well, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's a great product, and like you said, it'll last forever.
And they're the only ones that you're aware of. They're the only ones I'm aware of that have, I believe it's the 36 mil. I'm not sure if it's gotten thicker since I sold my company, but it has the drain mat with the vapor barrier over top of it. I don't think I've seen anybody else offer that as well.
It's the only system I'm aware of that actually has the fabric on the back of it.
Yep, makes for a great easy install as well. That stuff is so forgiving if you don't have a perfectly flat crawl space. So that is awesome. Do you guys do any support for teaching people, say restoration contractors might be thinking about getting into crawl space encapsulation and how to do that? Is that something that you guys offer as well?
We will. We actually have a van dedicated to go out, teach contractors the most efficient way to do it with the YCS system. We'll go, anywhere, Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina, wherever they're at. We'll certainly come to them and make sure that they're doing the installation process correctly and the most efficient way to save time and money.
Yep, I deal a lot with disaster restoration contractors, and this is becoming something that's on their radar now as offering because they do water damage and mold remediation. It's a perfect fit for them. They're in crawl spaces all the time. Their biggest hesitation is always, well, where do we learn how to do our first one? Right. And
Right.
they get believe it or not, they get super scared when I'm talking to them. Right. And they're like, I've never done one. What if things go wrong? Like, what if it floods? And I'm thinking to myself, right, like if it floods, it's hitting the dirt. You you guys are working on people's houses where pipes can break during the demo phase, 3 stories up on a multi-million-dollar house, and you can flood everything below you. Ceilings cave in, damage
Yeah.
all their expensive furniture. So you guys are already handling way tougher stuff than worrying about if the water hits the dirt. So I always just thought that was just absolutely hilarious because they're all pretty much like that.
Yeah.
Um, so strong post Jack supports. What are those for? Uh, how easy are these to be installed? And as again, do you offer training? Because a lot of the crawl space encapsulation companies out there, they're scared to get into repairs, but offering services like this can really exponentially grow their business.
Yeah, I mean, every contractor's seen a house with sagging joists that may just need a little bit more support. The foundation structure is not really moving as much. People are always adding more weight to their house. So the Strong Post Kit's just a great product to really put a good support, under a beam system. You can adjust it up to 7 inches. It's a product made in the United States, and you can use it as high up as 8 feet.
Nice. And you guys give support for that as well. You can help them figure out how they might need to install stuff like that.
Absolutely, yeah. If like I said, we'll drive out there, take a look at it with them, or they can send us, some dimensions and really what they're coming across with some pictures, and we can certainly give a recommendation for how we would do it.
Yep. I'm sorry. I know I'm going to beat the horse to death on you guys providing training because it is just so needed in the industry, and so many people are worried about offering additional services and having nowhere to turn. So, uh, Aprilaire dehumidifiers. Why did you choose Aprilaire versus Santa Fe or some of the other ones that are out there?
I mean, we picked Aprilaire. It's just a high quality product. They last a long time. They stand behind their warranty. Out of any dehumidifier system out there, it reads dew point, which is just a great advantage out of any other dehumidifier system. All aluminum components inside. I love working with Aprilaire because they stand behind their product. If there's ever an issue, they offer the support that's needed. And if we sell an Aprilaire dehumidifier and it has an issue, we'll replace it and handle the warranty for them.
Yeah, now I won't mention names of another dehumidifier when I first got into industry, but uh, when I had first got in, just a funny story. I landed an entire subdivision, right, and all the crawl spaces in there, and we were using their biggest competitor, we'll just say at that time, but I got talked into using another one offered by somebody else, we'll just say. And we put those in, and I think we were like 4 jobs in. So we had a lot of houses to go, and every single one of them froze up with ice all around them. And then I had a couple of those installed in a couple other jobs that weren't in the subdivision because we had just started installing those. So we went and checked on those ones, and those ones weren't running right. So I was freaked out, as you could imagine. Brand new business, huge account, everything's failing. All the neighbors are going to start talking. Everybody's going to lose confidence. They're going to start backing out of contracts. So I actually called I actually called Benny down at your Crawl Space Systems, and because Benny was kind of being my mentor, and I had asked Benny, like, man, you told me about these Aprilaire Dehumidifiers. Here's the problem I'm facing, and I got to be honest with you, Benny. If you recommend this and these things fail like this, I'll be out of business. Like I won't be able to recover from this. And he's like, no, I've used these for 8 years. I swear by these. You should have listened to me the first time. I switched to Aprilaire, and I never went back. And these things are just anybody that knows me in this industry knows I'm a freak about Aprilaire dehumidifiers. You just can't beat these things. Got them in my own crawl space now that I've moved to Charleston as well. So go ahead.
They're tough units. They last a long time. And like I said, if there's ever an issue, they're there to replace it. So that speaks a lot for a good quality product.
Yeah, tell us about the basements and sub pumps, or tell us about the sub pumps and basins that you guys offer.
Yeah, so we sell a couple of different sump pump manufactured products. We sell Liberty sump pumps, and we also sell Wing Manufacturing as well. So the Blue Angel pumps are pretty popular as well. For basins, we sell our basins through AK Industries, which they make a really cool 18 by 22 pit that has a clear lid in it. So you can remove half of the lid, check out what you need to check out without having to take the whole top off, and it has a radon seal in it as well.
Oh, nice. Do you offer both perforated and non-perforated basins? I know some people like to actually drill their own holes. I think that's crazy, but hey.
Yeah, we offer both. So Liberty has a kit with the holes in it, and then the AK Industry ones do not. But it's just really personal preference. Some guys like different ones.
Yep. Perfect. Okay, and let me see what kind of vent covers you guys have here. Okay, so you're using your crawl space systems vent covers. Those things saved me so much time. I remember when they first came out, my mind was blown away when we got our hands on that.
Yeah, customers love them. I mean, they buy a lot of them. It's just an easy install. There's no mess. For those guys that have cut foam board, they know the headaches with that. It gets everywhere. So the
Time
vent cover,
consuming, that labor
right?
is insane. It doesn't look nearly as good.
Yep. Yeah. I can't tell you how many houses I saw early on where you'd look outside in, the guys that use green guard foam board, and you'd see the green all the way through. So they look really good. You can't tell they're there, and saves a lot of money as well.
And like you said, the customer will appreciate the extra curb appeal by not seeing those ugly green ones come through the vent. Very, very good. Good. So you guys, I see, have become a certified installer. Can you tell us about your certified installer program? What all is involved?
Yeah. So if you get into the foundation repair industry and you're a Chance Helical Pile installer and you're part of the Chance network, they offer an online certification process that's really easy to do. It takes about 4 hours. It's some really good information. Heck, I even learn stuff every time they come up with something new. And it's just a good way to separate yourself from the competitors, showing that you are certified and you know exactly how to install it correctly and per the manufacturer specifications.
So tell me what you love most about the industry. I always like asking everybody that.
Yeah, I mean, I love working with family owned and operated companies, mom and pop companies, because that's where I come from. I love seeing smaller companies grow. and really taking a good market share and really just seeing good quality work. I think we've all seen companies out there that don't really do quality work. They're kind of in it for the money, and those aren't people I really want to be associated with. I want to work with people that want to do good work, because I mean I think that's what everyone deserves.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. What areas do you think that the industry could best improve on? Where do you think we're lacking?
I just think more training, more education, just people finding a standardized system to really doing things, one way. So there's a level playing field. There's no half of this or half of that. It's just everything will be the same and good quality work.
Yep, yep. It's funny every time I ask that question to somebody I'm interviewing. Education seems to be at the very top. It is severely lacking. Yep.
It's very important.
Yep. So hopefully somebody like maybe shout out to the BHA, Basement Health Association. I brought that up before. If you guys wanted me to be involved, I'd be happy to get involved on the crawl space side of that. But yeah, getting some, real standards would be fantastic, or the IICRC or somebody step up to the plate. We're begging for it.
Yeah.
Right. So you guys had some case studies on your website, and you did something for the National Historic Landmark. Can you tell us about that particular job?
We did. We worked on the Robinson House there, which has been around forever. I mean, several hundred years. The building itself was failing. It was starting to settle due to poor soil conditions. So we worked with local engineers, came up with a plan of repair. And what we did is we actually dug down and underpinned the structure so it wouldn't move anymore. And it was a great project. It was about 28 underpinning piles here in Richmond, Virginia. And the project was successful, and they've had no movement since.
Awesome. Awesome. So you guys have an upcoming event really soon. Is that next week maybe? Can you tell us about that? What's going on at the event? What could people expect?
Yeah, so May 18th this year, everyone's welcome. Any contractor, no matter where you are, please come on out. We're going to have some really great manufacturer representatives here, and we're going to have some giveaways, and it'll be some good product and training information as well.
Awesome. Well, Matt, it was a pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for your time today, and take care. Get yourself a cup of coffee. It's still early in the morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, take care.
See you.
Today's video was brought to you by Gorilla Geeks. If you're looking for a digital marketing agency that specializes in generating high-quality leads for crawl space encapsulation, basement waterproofing, and foundation repair, look no further than Gorilla Geek. Gorilla Geek's founder, Crawlspace Kiefer, grew his crawl space and disaster restoration company to service 3 states and turned it into a franchise, and selling it in 4.5 years. Now, he has a passion to help other waterproofing and disaster restoration businesses grow their brands. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we hope you've gotten some useful and practical information. If you want to get more leads and grow your brand, visit GorillaGeeks.com for more info. See you next time on the Coffee and Crawl Space Show.